Hey Taurus, welcome to Dark Eve Tarot. I am Eve, and we're going to get you a monster message. We're going to look at an external monster, and we will look at an internal monster. We're going to start with external, and this can be a person, a situation, just something that's kind of messing with you. Alright, the first card is kind of an identifier to help you identify this monster. And it feels like this monster here is kind of like someone who plays on like empathy and sympathy. They want you to feel sorry for them. Either that or they're like always playing the victim card. And so something about you the Knight of Swords. Yeah, I think that you see right through this. So why is... I mean, this is like clear and precise. It's like you're very clear, you're very precise. You know exactly what you're doing. You know exactly what they're doing. Like your lie detector is on point, right? So, okay, but still, this monster is trying to play on your emotions here, trying to convince you of something that isn't quite as severe or dramatic as they're portraying, as they say. So something that you're not aware of, or something that you don't actually see. Oh my gosh. It's the Six of Swords. Okay. It's the Six of Swords. I'm thinking of like a vehicle, like a ship or a car or whatever. Like it's like they're the way they're gonna do it. It's like you know what. It's almost like you've been exposed to this before. You're aware of the intent, but you don't know how they're gonna do it. Like the vehicle, how they're gonna, how they're gonna go about it. I don't know. I mean, it feels like you're waiting. Like you're waiting for, like, hurry up already so I can, like, clear it up or call you out or something like that. And so here, this is kind of like the goal or the purpose of the monster. Oh man, this is kind of twisted because it's the Three of Swords, right? Which is pain, like pain in the heart, right? Like emotional pain, right? So the whole purpose, it's like this is, I don't like this at all because it's almost like this, whoever this is, they're trying to get you to be sympathetic for their pains and their sorrows and their whatever, right? But really, they could give two shits about your pain, your sorrows. This is a very selfish person. And I'm glad that you can kind of see through this. So, let's see, what's your advice? What is the advice for Taurus? I mean, I can also see a little bit of like misery loves company here, where okay, they see themselves as this huge victim, right? Like, oh my god, my life, that kind of thing, and they want, it's almost like they want you to have a taste of sorrow too. So like, I don't know. So you know what they feel like, although theirs is very dramatic, like melodramatic, like exaggerated, and but I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of anyone purposefully wanting other people to feel emotional pain. You know what I mean? Because that's generally not cool. All right, advice for Taurus. So what's the advice here? All right, so we have the moon here, and the moon came out for one of the other signs, and it was kind of talking about kind of like hopping a timeline, or like having like or focusing on the cycle of events somehow. So it's kind of telling me that whoever this is, there's a pattern. So whatever this unknown here, like maybe you're not aware of what their next like when their next cycle starts or whatever, but it's like you're being given a clue here, like the moon is illuminating that for you, saying that there's a pattern to their behavior. And here you're freaking smart, Taurus. You will be able to see it, and you shouldn't have to deal with this right here, right? They should not achieve this goal. I don't think they even have to get as far as achieving this goal, because you're going to be able to figure out the pattern. So now let's look at an internal monster for you, Taurus. Internal monster for Taurus. And now the internal monster is just another way of saying your shadow. It's something that is a source of power for us if we use it properly. But a lot of people just tend to ignore it or hide it, or bury it, whatever. All right, so again, the first card is a kind of like an identifier to identify this monster. It's too hard. It's impossible. It's too hard. It's impossible. That's what either that's what you're saying or feeling about this monster. Either you're too tired, or it's impossible to deal with this, or there's something about this monster within this shadow part of you that I don't know, like it's like it makes it so hard to do things. Like just getting something done is impossible. Like it feels impossible. I don't know. It's either it's impossible to deal with this part of your shadow, or the shadow makes everything way more difficult in life than it has to be. And it's a 10 here. It's the 10 of Wands. So like there is a way like to end that, right? And we got the moon with the cycles here. It's like the 10 is the end of a cycle or a completion of something, right? So I mean, it's entirely possible to end that and to make it easier to do things. I mean, I don't know if you're, struggling with, thinking you're lazy or sloth or something, but there could be something that you're just not addressing. I don't know. Let's see. Let's look at something about you, your conscious self. Man, you're like super inspired here. It's like there's a lot of things that you want to do. So, so what is this that's holding you back? So let's look here. This is something that you don't see or you're not aware of. Okay, so you've already decided what. I think Scorpio had this in a different position, but it's like it's like being like it's too fixed. Is Taurus a fixed sign? I forget. It's having this fixed idea of what this thing should look like, this monster. Like, no, this monster does this monster looks like this monster has its arms propped like this. It's like I don't know, I don't know if it's being like super bossy or just not open-minded enough about what this issue is. It's like, no, it's like it's got to be this, and I'm only considering this one thing. And I don't think you're aware of how like narrow that vision is, or the thoughts, those how narrow those thoughts are. So here, if you don't look at your monster inside, right? If you don't look at it, if you don't use it properly or what have you, then Three of Swords. Holy shit. Three of Swords, Three of Swords. What is going on, Taurus? Are you a glutton for punishment? I'm just kidding. It's kind of ruthless. I mean, it's kind of like kicking yourself in the butt. You know what I mean? You're kind of kicking yourself in the butt here. And it has something to do with being very fixed on what something should look like. And really it seems like what's required here is like just to be a little bit more open-minded, because you're not lacking inspiration, you're not lacking creativity or whatever, because you've got it right here. You're standing straight up with it. I mean, maybe it's just excuses. Maybe it's just excuses like, well, this is too hard because blah, blah, blah. Well, that's, because this is the way this is, and I don't know. Maybe it's different things for different ones, different people, but let's get advice. See what the advice is for Taurus. Oh, reincarnation. Kind of seeing this as a reinvention. Like there's kind of a freshness with this. I mean, it's not really like starting over, but it could be. But it's like like just like a fresh approach or a fresh clean slate. Like it's almost like there's something that you can literally just have a clean slate with, or act as if it's a clean slate, and it'll make the world a difference in the way that you see something within yourself. I mean, it doesn't seem difficult. Like, you don't need supplies, you don't need to plan it. It's not, I mean, it's something very just perspective-y, right? It doesn't cost money. All right, well, Taurus, this is your monster message. Take what resonates, and I will see you next time. Bye, Taurus.